breaking news. An active shooter scare at a mall in Ontario. A food court fight turns into mass chaos.
CBS2's Christy Fajardo is live in Ontario with reaction from shaken up shoppers. Christy.
Peter and Suzanne, call it a sign of the times. People live in such fear of active shooters. It did not take much for the rumor to spread. And I want to show you right now, people are showing up only to find out that the movie theater is closed. That's because even an hour ago, there was crime tape all around the mall. Also, the mall was surrounded by police and firefighters in bulletproof vests. They had suited up for what luckily turned out to be a false alarm. It's the fight and a taser that caused mass panic. In the confusion, shoppers thought someone had fired a handgun, and the news of an active shooter raced through the Ontario Mills Mall. The Romero family took cover in the back of a store.
And we ran to the back. Me and my sister were crying, and we were really scared because we didn't know what was going on, and there was a fight.
In the chaos and stampede to get out of the mall, several people were hurt. Paramedics say, luckily, only from minor injuries. Outside, police and SWAT gear were circling the complex, fearing there was an active shooter inside. Instead, they found frightened shoppers and employees who had barricaded themselves.
And I heard somebody said something about there was a shooter. And so that's when I ducked in there with the rest of my family. We all went inside Build-A-Bear.
Videos like this one and interviews with witnesses help clear up what had actually happened. No shooter, just a fight. But in the age of mass shootings, the fear of a gunman is now all too real.
And everyone ran out towards the exit shouting gun, gun. And everyone at AMC ran out saying, because someone said gun inside. And long story short, everyone panicked and it was just a fight gone wrong with a taser.
And as you know, it was a very hot day. So just before 8, when all of this happened, the mall was packed. Police cleared it out just as a precaution, which is why the movie theater is closed now. And we're told police are still looking for the men involved in that fight. Live in Ontario, Christy Fajardo, CBS 2 News.
Thank you, Christy. More breaking news. A risky rescue operation is now underway in Thailand to save 12 kids and their soccer coach who've been trapped in a flooded cave for 16 days now. It could take 12 hours to rescue just one child, and rescuing everyone could take up to 4 days. If all goes well, the earliest the first child will reach the surface is 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, our time.
Such a nerve-wracking situation. These are new images just in from the scene of the dive team that's gone into the cave to rescue the kids. 2 divers will escort each child through very long miles of narrow, twisty, dark, and flooded passages. And here's a live look at the command post in Thailand where the rescue is being coordinated. You can see the rain is already falling there. We will keep an eye on the news coming out from Thailand and bring you more information as soon as it comes in.
Now to the raging fires, extreme heat, and wild weather slamming Southern California.
Yeah, several fires sparked this weekend, and triple-digit heat only making things worse. We have team coverage beginning with CBS2's Chris Holmstrom in Goleta, where many homes have burned. Chris.
The devastation is just heartbreaking. I mean, take a look at this home you see behind me, at least what's left of it. The same scene can be seen up and down the hillside. The holiday fire tearing through the hillside of Goleta. Homes completely engulfed in flames. The fast-moving fire forcing more than 2,500 people to evacuate. This is the aftermath. More than 20 structures destroyed, many of them homes. Many of them John Davis's neighbors.
The embers were flying fireballs, is what they were.
This video was taken in his backyard. He tells me he was putting water on his roof to help save his home, but the fire spread so fast he knew he had to leave.
My son's yelling because things are falling on him. You know, he's getting burned, and said, let's get out here. Let's just go.
Fire crews were on scene within 30 minutes. 500 firefighters working the blaze. In all, it consumed more than 100 acres, making for a small but devastating fire.
Literally, it's devastating. For me, this is devastating. I couldn't imagine, especially our good friends, the Lynches. They lost 2 homes.
A scene that has been repeated way too many times for Santa Barbara County. Sheriff Bill Brown says mandatory evacuation will continue, especially in areas that were hardest hit.
We know that this is a terribly difficult time for them. But I'm very pleased to say that there were no fatalities. There were no serious injuries as a result of this fire.
And Saturday night, the work continues. Firefighters putting out hot spots and making sure no one else becomes homeless.
I feel for them. You know, what else can you say to them? You know, I'm sorry.
And there are still more than 600 people who are forced to evacuate from their home, the majority of them living in this area. As for the cause of the fire, that's still unknown, but crews, they're hoping for full containment in the next few days. Reporting from Goleta, I'm Chris Holmstrom, CBS 2 News.
Firefighters made quick work of a brush fire threatening homes near the Knollwood Golf Course in Granada Hills today.
CBS 2's Adriana Weingold spoke to some residents who were terrified when they saw the flames headed their way. Adriana?
Well, certainly a scary afternoon for the people who live here on Knollwood Drive, but fortunately firefighters were able to put out this fire before it destroyed any homes. Flames raged through trees and vehicles right up against homes here in the Knollwood Country Club estates. Residents had to move fast, taking only what they absolutely needed after the fire ignited near the golf course, threatening 30 homes. Neighbors saw the flames and quickly ran door to door, telling everyone to get out.
My wife got out. She took the dog and just ran in the car.
This kind of weather and this kind of heat, you're terrified.
With temperatures in the triple digits yet again, firefighters weren't taking any chances. They already had extra crews stationed all across the Southland ready to go.
We had extra boots on the ground for an incident just like this. That allowed us to hit this fire hard and fast, and we stomped it out. It could have been much worse.
Ken Goslin saw the flames right up against his home and decided it was time to leave. He packed up his car as helicopters circled overhead, making structure-saving water drops.
I was in the house, and all of a sudden I saw flames rise above the golf course, and we were scared to death. The flames came right up to my back lawn.
102 firefighters responded to the call and ultimately saved all of the homes from destruction. 3 homes were damaged, mostly exterior and roof damage. 2 vehicles were destroyed, and 1 firefighter was evaluated for heat-related medical complaints. The cause of the fire is under investigation. We are live in Granada Hills. Adriana Weingold, CBS 2 News.
All right, Adriana, thanks. Tonight, the entire town of Forest Falls in San Bernardino County remains evacuated because of a brush fire. 1,000 acres have burned since yesterday, and the fire is only 5% contained tonight. As CBS 2's Jeff Nguyen shows us, earlier today, the same area was hit with monsoon raids and mudslides.
Check out cell phone video of this mudslide on Highway 38 between Forest Falls and Angeles Oaks in San Bernardino County. U.S. Forest Service Captain Ernesto Rubio captured these images of rain and hail after he moved his crew out of harm's way while they were battling the valley fire.
We had thunderstorms that were coming overhead, so we were pulling everybody off the line.
You can see how quickly the mud piled up, in some spots about 10 to 12 feet. This flash flood warning was sent to phones in the area, but Captain Rubio says his team got the heads up well before that, thanks to the aircraft above.
Flash flood warning came about 10 minutes after it actually came through.
The valley fire broke out yesterday afternoon, and it led to a mandatory evacuation order in the town of Forest Falls. Willie Ross and his boss were just a few who stayed put.
We work for the water company, so we decided to stay just in case, someone need to, operate the system or something.
An aerial bucket brigade has been drawing water from this lake. But the true heavy lifting is being done by hand crews, cutting lines the old-fashioned way.
Talking about boots on the ground, hiking up. Yep, absolutely.
In Yucaipa, Jeff Nguyen, CBS 2 News.
A fast-moving fire also came dangerously close to homes in Burbank. Flames threatened a community above Country Club Drive in the Verdugo Mountains, and that prompted dozens of homeowners to evacuate. It burned about 45 acres, but no homes were damaged.
Another small brush fire broke out in Pacific Palisades. It burned on a steep hillside below North Almar Avenue. One home was threatened, but not damaged.
A fire captain injured while battling the West Fire in San Diego County is home from the hospital tonight. His crew was among the first to arrive at the devastating scene yesterday.
right away. As soon as that wall of heat hit me, I knew I was burned, but it wasn't that bad to where I was going to go down.
Both of his ears were burned, and he also suffered from heat exhaustion.
Well, not just fire and heat, but also wild weather across Southern California today.
Yeah, that's hail, rain, thunderstorms, and even flooding. We have all the latest video coming up.
And a live look outside. This is our Long Beach camera, so we're looking at mostly clear skies. It's still a little bit sticky outside. I'll let you know when relief will be on the way.